Good evening, everybody, and a huge welcome to this evening's Networking Professionals Training Week 3. We've got lots of exciting stuff to get through this evening. We've got lots of presenters, which is going to be great. And first of all, we have got some amazing recognitions as well. So we're going to get started and get stuck straight in. So first of all, I'd like to welcome Callie-Ann Evans, who's joined the business this week, Amanda Bartlett-Foote, who's also joined the business this week, and also Mel Marshallet. So welcome to the team, you guys. I know you're going to have an amazing journey. And look at this. These are the 4cc achievers for March. There are 10 of you. Well done. I think it's brilliant. If you've just joined the business, you'll start to understand that 4cc's is a business building block when you're working with Forever. It's the best way to build your business. It's like a minimum and mindset of doing each month. So Rochella smashed hers within the first couple of weeks. Then we have Lynn Mullen, we have Louise Clark-Healy, we've got Kelly Blackwell in her first month in the business. She literally joined on the 29th of February, and she got her 2cc's for her box, and then in March for the full month she did 4cc. So well done. Donna O'Neill, congratulations to you. It's your second month for 4cc. Caroline Watson, well done to you. Mia Harrington, Teresa Naden, Linda Shields and Jodie Salis. And we'll be hearing from lots of these as we go through the training. So well done. And we also have some 4cc level 1 pin achievers. Now that means that these people have done 4cc's for 3 months in a row, and they will get sent a certificate and a pin to congratulate them. And it's recognised as a great way to build a business with Forever. So we have Louise Clark-Healy, congratulations to you. We've got Lynn Mullen over in Ireland, congratulations to you. We have Caroline Watson, congratulations, and Jodie Salis, congratulations. And Jodie has done this in her first 3 months in the business. So well done. So she can say that she's never missed a month of 4cc, which is brilliant. Now, we have a few incentives running for people who hit 4cc's. So the first of all, we have got a 4cc club. Anyone that does 4cc's for 3 consecutive months, so January, February, March, they get to come to my house on Saturday evening for a party. And there'll be a bit of training involved as well. And those achievers will be the girls that we just mentioned. So congratulations to you. So they've all got an invite to come and see me. So we've got Mia, Louise, Caroline and Jodie. Congratulations to you guys. If you just joined, make sure you pop yourself on. Linda, I'm just going to mute you. Teresa, I'm just going to mute you. Okay, sometimes, because everyone can hear the feedback, even if you join on the phone, people will be able to hear it, so just pop yourself on mute. So I'm very excited to invite you guys to my house. Looking forward to spoiling you. And the next 4cc club starts this month. So April, May and June, and there will be a party July, just before the kids break up. We'll try and do it so that everyone's not on holiday. So well done, guys. Congratulations. And then we have Rochella. Rochella has done 10 personal CCs, 10 CCs. That is amazing. And that's retail as well. Well done. Humongous well done to her. When you're trying to build a business with Forever, 4 CCs is your minimum. You want to be aiming for 6, 8, 10 CCs a month. So well done, Rochella. And then we have another huge mission. Bear with me a second. Whoever's just come on, I need to mute you. Oh, it's Rochella. Rochella, bless you. I'm muting you and I'm talking about you. So Rochella has just got her supervisor. She's just got promoted. She is now a supervisor. So that means she has done 25 case credits over the last 2 months. Congratulations. Huge congratulations. This girl is going places. And I don't know if you noticed that her and some of her team were at the Wes Linden training day that he did in Ireland on Saturday. So we'll be hearing from Rochella a little bit later on. And actually, Rochella, I'll get you to share just a couple of key things that you got from yesterday. And then in March, we had the Marvellous March incentive. Now, the Marvellous March incentive was based on point sheets. So every week, people filled in point sheets and emailed them to me for activity that they had done. And for each activity, they won a raffle ticket. or they won a certain amount of raffle tickets. We drew the live launch Thursday evening, and Bronwyn, Caroline, Leanne, and Claire won 2 or 3 gifts each. You've got to be in it to win it. So when we have incentives, just self-certify, send me stuff, update me with what you're doing, because once you're in it, then you can win these prizes too. So they've got extra goodies that they can try, that they can show customers. So well done to you guys. That was we've had a really exciting month. We've had a brilliant month for people achieving. So with the training, the Networking Professionals training, this is what we cover. This is to help you build your businesses. This is to help you build your retail. It's to help you build your team. It's to help your team learn how to build their businesses and to build their teams. So we're going to be covering goals and dreams, what network marketing is, the business cycle, why people join us, how to build a solid 4cc retail business. There'll always be a product slot each week. How using Facebook, how to do a great phone call, how to never run out of people, answering questions. We're going to go through that tonight. Time management, customer care, communication skills, planning with your new bod, and to manager and beyond, and a winner's mindset. This business is very, very focused on mindset. So if you're not reading anything, have a look at the book recommendations that we go through today. Get a book, pick up a book, and read a couple of pages a night. Incidentally, the recordings for the previous week's networking professional trainings that we have done, because we're on week 3, are on the Diamonds and Sapphires files. So make sure you watch those if you've just joined. So the 6-week rolling program is designed to improve your skills and give you all the information you need to help move the next 12 months to be the best of your lives. The main purpose of this is to educate and develop your knowledge so that you can become a skilled professional, empowered to step up to your full potential as a leader. So when we review that from last week, we were to develop your who you know list from 300 to 1,000, planning your next 7 days activity, develop your trial customers, book your launches, start looking at your Facebook profile, be very, very conscious of how you're building your brand, what people are seeing as you. Make sure your team trainings are in the diary and book your success day ticket. So you've got your success day that's June, and you've also got the Rolling Snowballs ticket that needs to be booked, and that's for the 8th of May. So can you tick all those things off? If you can, then fantastic. If not, then put them on your to-do list for this week and get them done. So tonight we're going to talk about prospecting for diamonds. Okay, so we're going to talk through the who you know list. We'll talk about cards and flyers, contact marketing, referrals, building your pipeline. Bronwyn's going to take you through that section. I'm going to take you through answering questions. We've also got the lovely Mia who's going to take us through the prospecting plan. Claire's going to talk to us about the activity tracker, and then Rochella is going to talk us through why Forever Aloe, which is really interesting because it will help you to clue yourself up on exactly why we are #1 in the world for what we do. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Bronwyn. Bronwyn is a supervisor. She's also a member of the leadership team. She's mum to the lovely little girl that she has. And do you know what, Bronwyn? My mind's gone completely blank. Harriet, sorry.
Harriet.
I was thinking, I've completely forgotten your daughter's name. Yeah, so she's a mum to lovely little Harriet, and she's on the leadership team. She's a 4cc level 1 achiever, so she's done 4ccs for 3 consecutive months. And Bronwyn is going to talk us through prospecting for diamonds. So without further ado, Bronwyn, I don't know if you want to just give a couple of lines as to your background and why you joined the business, and then I'll move the slides on for you.
Fab, will do. Thanks, Claire. Hi, everybody. So I'll be very brief for anybody that's new on the call and doesn't know anything about me. I stay in a little village up in the northeast of Scotland. As Claire says, I've got one little girl called Harriet. My background was, before I sort of came up on maternity leave, was working as a project worker for a local charity. I worked with people that were trying to get back into work, people who were looking to improve their lives, basically. I worked as a coach for them, and I absolutely loved what I did. but like most mums, I didn't really want to have to go back and leave my little girl after maternity leave. I did go back for a little while, but when things didn't work out, I decided I needed to find something else to do. So that was when I found the opportunity with Forever. So I joined the company right at the end of September last year, and it's been a big learning curve, I think it's fair to say, but yeah, having a great time. So tonight we are going to talk a little bit about prospecting, not just any prospecting for diamonds, because that's what we're looking for. So there's lots of different ways that we can do this. So we'll take you through some of these tonight, and any that we don't cover tonight will be covered in the coming weeks. So the first one that you will hear spoken about a huge amount, I apologise, my voice is a bit croaky tonight. It's croaky at the base of turns out. But anyway, so yeah, the first method and really the most important is your who do you know list. So this is people that you know, emptying your head of everybody that you can possibly think of. We've also got social media, so Facebook, Twitter, things like Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. We've got contact marketing, which we'll expand on tonight. So we sometimes call that people shopping, which I think is a great way to term it. We've got tabletops, local shows and exhibitions, customer trial packs. We've got product launches, which is a great way to meet people to talk about the business as well. Local advertising, which again we'll chat about tonight. Face-to-face conversations, you can join networking groups, you can talk to your satisfied customers, they make great prospects. You could talk to people at groups, so you could maybe go to local toddler groups or Women's Institute groups or anything else that happens nearby where you stay. Referrals, we will mention this tonight, always make sure you ask everyone for referrals. And you will see that lots of us have got business cards or maybe flyers that we hand out as well, so that's another way. So tonight we're just going to take you through a couple of those methods. So the first one is one of the first tasks that we're asked to do after we join the business is to make our who do you know list. Now, sometimes people call it a 100+ list, but really, if we can aim for between 300 and 1,000, which don't be overwhelmed by that if you're quite new to the business. When I first joined the business, I thought even 100 was quite overwhelming, which is ridiculous. But you do sort of think, oh, I don't know if I know that many people. But when you do all the activities to figure out who you do actually know, you'll be surprised how many you've got, even between, for example, your Facebook friends alone. And the thing with your who do you know list, although it's something that you're asked to put together at the beginning when you join the business, it's something that you need to be working on all the time. So a little challenge here is to make 2 new friends a day. And that can be a mixture of things. It could be chatting to somebody when you're out and about. You know, make sure you always smile and say hello to people. Because people, it's surprising how many people do engage. People are happy to have a chat. So you can do it that way, but you can also be making new friends consistently on Facebook. And we will talk about down the line how to do that the right way. But imagine if you just made 2 new friends a day, and for 1 year, that would give you 600 more names on your who do you know list. The power of that is amazing. So as Jane Leach says, 2 names a day brings freedom my way, and that's one I'm going to stick to and remember. So if you haven't done that, as Claire just mentioned, have a look at that again, go back to your who do you know list and expand it as much as you possibly can. So we're going to talk a little bit more tonight about contact marketing. So this is done face-to-face. This is what we call people shopping. And basically, it sounds quite daunting, and I think most of us do find it quite daunting when we first start out. Basically, what you're doing is you're just trying to engage in conversation with people, and at the back of your mind is trying to find out if there would be any interest in what it is that we do. You can use, if you've got business cards or if you've got little flyers, I know some people have, you can use those as a little conversation opener. It can be quite difficult just getting the conversation going. The great thing about content marketing is that it's actually really simple. It's not difficult to do. It's, as I say, it's quite daunting and it might take a little bit of practice. But the hardest part is actually getting yourself out there to do it, because it is quite simple to do. It's duplicable. You can very easily teach your teams to do it, which is really important. It's very effective, which has been proven, and it's great fun actually going out and meeting lots of people. So if you haven't heard of Richard Ingleby, He has got a massive business, a massive global business, which is key as well, because remember, we can build our businesses globally. So Richard has built his business mainly by content marketing. And you can see that he's now got an income coming in from over 12 countries, all from content marketing places like tube stations. It's just amazing. So it's not to be overlooked, this one. Sorry, thanks, Claire. Okay, so preparation definitely is key, because as I said, getting yourself out there that first time is the hardest part. And the easiest way to make sure you're confident when you go out is to make sure you're ready. So there's a few things that you'll need. Make sure you've got your phone. Make sure it's fully charged so that it's not going to run out of charge on you halfway through. Take a small notepad. Now, I do take a small notepad, although quite often I do a lot of it on my phone. But you don't know if you might meet somebody that doesn't have the number on them, or maybe wants to give you an email address or something that you can write down. So it's always good to have a notepad. And also you can jot down some things that you chatted to the person about as well, ready for when you make the call to them. Take along your flyers or business cards if you've got them. It's really important to have something to give to people, because not everybody is going to be willing to exchange details. So either get some flyers or make sure you've got some business cards. Make sure you've got a great attitude. So don't go out if you're feeling stressed or hormonal or angry with the world, or you just had an argument with your husband that morning, because it's very important that you're in the right frame of mind. So that starts before you've even left the door. Make sure you have a good attitude, that you're feeling happy and smiley. You want to dress appropriately. Remember that you are a business person when you're going out. Now, obviously it depends slightly on where you're going. I know some people attend events or maybe try and speak to people in gyms and that kind of thing. Obviously you've got to dress appropriately for that. But for content marketing, you know, you don't necessarily need to go out and buy a business suit tomorrow, but just make sure that you are dressed smartly and appropriately. Make sure you've got a nice pen, not one that's got the bits chewed at the end or anything like that. And buddy up. This is such a great idea because I can't tell you how many times when I first started, I walked past people and I would tell myself I'm going to talk to the next person, and I'd walk past them because I chickened out at the last minute. You don't do that if you've got a buddy, because you can sort of rally and support each other and keep each other going. So you'll get going much quicker if you work with somebody. So check if there's anybody local from the team, sort of a bit local to you, and make sure you've got someone to go out with if you at all can. Set yourself a challenge. So have a challenge in mind. So much in this business is about going out of your comfort zone, challenging yourself. So make sure you do that. And most importantly, have fun, because if you're going to run your own business, you don't want it to be boring, you want it to be fun. And that's why so many of us have joined this business, and it is great fun. So make sure you go out with that attitude so that you enjoy it, because I've met some lovely people content marketing actually. So that's really key as well. Okay, so where are you going to go? I can vouch for the fact that you can literally go anywhere. As I said, I live in an absolute tiny little village. So I've been a little bit creative sometimes about the places I've gone. Here are a few ideas though. The town centre is great because if there's shopping areas, there will always be people walking around. Stations, if you've got a train station near you, they can be particularly good in the mornings when people are going to work, or in the afternoons. Obviously, you want to be really brief with people. You don't want to be keeping people chatting for ages, but you want to go at the busiest times. Mum and toddler groups. And just as a little add-on there, you don't necessarily have to have a toddler to go to these. I don't remember her name now, but one of the ladies that was speaking about content marketing at the QLS training a couple of weeks ago, she said she didn't have a toddler, but she just went to every toddler group in the area and spoke to all the mums. So it's a great place to go. Hospitals and health centres is another good one. Exhibitions, shows and conferences, anything that's advertised where you know that there's going to be lots of people. So yeah, everywhere where you know there will be people. So we spoke before about setting a challenge for yourself. Some of the targets that you can set before you go out is how many contact names and numbers you'd like to get, and how many hours you're going to do it for. And I think it's really, really important to set that, because otherwise, if you don't have a clear idea, you'll give up before you've achieved what you want, and you'll come home feeling deflated. So definitely set yourself a target. I normally promise myself a Starbucks if I get X amount of numbers and do it for X amount of time. And the last one, definitely a good idea, leave your credit card at home, especially if you're going to the shops, because obviously the purpose of your day out is not to buy yourself a new pair of shoes. And again, if you're anything like me, that might be a little bit tempting. So leave the credit card at home. Sorry, thanks, Claire. Okay, so what are you going to say? And I think this is the first thing that worries all of us. What do you say to the stranger that you don't know? It sounds a bit simple, simplistic, I suppose, but we said it is simple. Just smile and say hello to people. And just from that one act, you will tell in seconds whether or not they're willing to engage. And I think you'll probably, like myself, be quite surprised how many people are willing to engage with you. So beyond that, there's a couple of things you can do. You can try the slightly indirect approach. You could ask them for directions. So you could say something like, excuse me, do you know where I could find the nearest Starbucks or post office or whatever else you might be looking for? And make sure there is one locally. So you can ask them for directions first. And if they stop and they're very nice and helpful, then afterwards you could say, thank you so much for helping me today. Do you know, with such a great attitude, you would be really good in my business. People love a compliment. And you've then opened the conversation up, and most likely their response is going to be, what is it you do? So that's one way of doing it. Remember that when you go out, although we're looking to get a certain number of names and numbers, what we're looking for, we're talking about prospecting for diamonds, that's looking for the right kind of people. So the key is to use lots of questions. As it says here, engage in conversation, questions are the answers. Now, that's sometimes a little bit scary, but with practice it gets easier, and it is really the best way to actually converse with people. And that way you're actually getting to know a little bit about them before you actually get to the point of having an in-depth conversation about business with them. So once you've had a little chat with somebody and you've asked lots of questions, you could then say, by the way, I'm in the area today to promote our company, and I'm looking for people who'd like to earn an extra income working flexible hours at home. This is one I've used quite a lot because I tend to speak a lot to mums, especially if Harry is with me in the pram. I speak to other mums that are in the pram, have the little conversation, and then you can ask them this, which is quite simple. And again, a lot of people will engage in that. They'll either say, oh, that would be handy for me, or they might say, it depends what it is it you do? And we're just going to come on to that in a moment. Thanks, Claire. Okay, so another approach that you can take is to pay them a compliment as the actual opener for the conversation. What I would say is make sure that you're natural and make sure that you're genuine. So don't make up a compliment. Don't pretend you love their hat or bag if you don't. But you will see some people that you can genuinely compliment when you're out and about. So you could say something like, oh my goodness, I absolutely love your hat, love your bag. Actually, I'm in the area today looking for 5 key people to help in our company's expansion, and you look like just the sort of person we're looking for. Again, people love a compliment. Imagine if somebody walked up to you and said that in the street, you'd be quite flattered, and I think you'd probably be interested to hear what they had to say. Now, this is something else I've done quite a lot of, so you might find that you're more comfortable going for a little bit more of a direct approach. So what you could say is, hi there, excuse the slightly unusual approach, but the company I work with is recruiting, and we're looking for dynamic people like you. And again, that's going to spark their interest, and they'll probably ask you what the company is or what it is that you do. Or another option is to say, hi there, I'm looking for other mums to work with who would be interested in earning money at home around their kids. Would that be of interest to you? And that's one that I've used a lot. And I very rarely have mums say no to that, because at the end of the day, it's expensive for a start. So most mums are looking to earn an extra income, and there are lots of mums who would like to do that from home. Here are a couple of other approaches you can take. You could walk straight up to them. You can maybe have your notebook in your hand or your cards in your hand if that's what you prefer. And you can say, my company has given me the responsibility to find 5 key people in this local area. Could you help me? And then again, you're going to be able to chat with them about what it is that we do. Or you could say, excuse me, I wonder if you could help me. We're raising the profile of our company in the area, and I'd really like to give you some information if I may. And again, that's a great one, because if you're asking people for help, people are quite often willing to do that as well, which is great. Thanks, Claire. Okay, so this is the biggie. I would say probably 80% of people say, oh, what is it that you do? So here are a few answers that you can use. You could say, we show people how to develop multiple income streams. You could say, we show people how to develop work-life balance. Or we show people how to develop their own successful home-based business. We mentor people to earn a six-figure income. Would that be of interest to you? So that's just some of the answers you can use, because I think that's a question that we worry about and might throw us slightly. And the thing is, all of this is true. This is what we do. And so you don't need to feel worried about that question. Once you've had a chat with somebody and they've said yes, they would like to look at some more information, which some people will, how do you go about getting their number? There's a few different ideas, but you could just say to them, that's great, it sounds like we need to get some more information to you. What's the best number to get you on? Here's mine. This is a good point to hand over your card, because then they've got your number and it shows that you're willing to share your number as well with them. You could simply ask them, how happy would you be to swap numbers? And some people are very happy to do that and don't mind at all. You will find that some people are a little bit reserved about handing out their phone number. So there's another couple of things you can do. If they seem reluctant, or if they say, no, I'd rather not give out my number, what you could say is, are you on Facebook? Why don't we connect that way? And this is something that I've done quite a bit, actually, with sort of the mums that I meet when I'm out and about. If they say yes, you can actually hand them your phone, get them to find themselves on Facebook right there and then, and add them. What I do then is I take a photograph of who I've added on the day, and that means when you get home, you know who it is that you need to follow up with as well. Just take a screenshot of it. The other option is, if you've got a business card or a flyer, you can say, here's a flyer that's got some more information about what we offer, and it has my contact details on. That's a last resort, because if at all possible, make sure you've got a way of contacting them. So you're then going to take their contact details. As I said, you add them right there on Facebook. Even if you get their phone number, once you've got their details, and this is true really of anybody that you speak to, always add them on Facebook, because it means they stay in your network. And if the time's right, not right for them now, you'll still be around when the time is right and they'll know where to come. So the fortune is in the follow-up. You'll hear this time and time again, but it really is true. It's not enough to have had this great initial conversation. Make sure you follow up with them. And there's lots and lots of information exactly how to do that. Make sure that if you've agreed a time to call them, do call them at that time, because first of all, remember that you are your brand. People buy people, it's what we often say, and you want your brand to be professional. So when you say you're going to call them, you need to do it. And also, the longer you leave it, the more they're going to lose interest. So you kind of want to strike while the iron is hot as well. Thanks, Claire. Okay, so you're going to call them up. What are you going to say when you make that phone call? So here's an example. I'll be Sam. No, I'm not Sam, I'm Jane here. So here's what you could say. You say, hi, Sam, it's Jane. We met briefly at the travel exhibition yesterday, and I'm calling as I promised, just to tell you a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and the kind of people we're looking for. Is this a good time? Okay, great. So before I go over that, it would be really helpful for me if I could just ask you a few quick questions. Here's the questions you're going to ask. Whereabouts are you based? Are you working at the moment? Are you married or single? Do you have family? Okay, so in an ideal world, what would you like to be doing? And tell me what made you respond to my card or advert, or what was it that piqued your interest when we met yesterday? So you've got all their answers, then you can say, thank you so much for that. Now let me tell you a little bit about us. It's really important that you get this information first, because it makes the next part of the conversation so much easier. So a few things to remember when you're content marketing. First of all, keep the conversation natural. Obviously, we've looked at some of the things you can say tonight. There's so many options, so pick what feels the most natural for you. Practice it until it feels okay for you to say it. And go out with the attitude that you're going to make some new friends. Don't go into lots of detail. It's always key when prospecting. So if you find yourself starting to say, you know, have you ever used aloe vera before? If you're talking about drinking gel and all sorts of other things, that's a big red light. Don't go into lots of detail. Be a good listener. People like to be listened to. This is really, really important, this next one. You're not asking what the prospect can do for you, but what you can do for them. This business is all about them at the end of the day. People don't join for your sake, they join for their sake. And remember that questions is key. So he or she who asks the questions controls the conversation. So make sure you use lots and lots of questions. Thanks, Claire.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And I know Bronwyn's done a lot of contact marketing. We've got so many people in the business that have built huge businesses who're just making friends and going out and speaking to people. So without further ado, I'm now going to hand you over to our lovely... Oh, okay, a couple of things to avoid. My fault, Bronwyn, I thought you'd finished. And that's kind of what she just touched on a moment ago is, you know, come join me, need to get involved, you ought to do what I'm doing, we deal with Aloe, that kind of thing. And having a goal of what you're going to do every week is really key. You know, 2 or 3 times a week for about an hour, that's all you need to do. Aim to get a certain amount of numbers and names per session. You know, 25 names and numbers a week, they all go on your activity tracker and you'll be sponsoring 2 to 4 people a month. I always do this. So if I'm going out, with whether I'm with the children or I'm going shopping, or I always make it my mission to come home with at least 5 telephone numbers, and it's always adding to your who you know list, and make it fun. It becomes natural, it becomes quite easy, it becomes relaxed, and it's a great way to make sure you're always adding to your who you know list. Bronwyn, are you still there? Oh, no.
I am.
Just hand back over to you for a second. I do apologise. I cut in there thinking you'd finished.
No, that's okay. No, but I thought, oh, maybe I am finished. He's a bit confused. That's all right. Yeah, thanks, Claire. So another one of the options is to put adverts up in newsagents. And as it says here, it's probably the easiest of the lot because the numbers are actually coming to you rather than you going out to find them. So it's quite cheap. I have approached some of the local newsagents. Some of the ones around here don't actually charge. But yeah, £2 for 4 weeks is about average, I would say. In some of the supermarkets, it's free, but you do need to check them because not all of them will allow business ones up. What you want to aim for is to have a minimum of 15 adverts around in local newsagents, community centres, supermarkets, that kind of thing. Obviously, you're not going to get masses on return if you just have 1 advert out, but 15 out in the area. Thanks, Claire. Okay, so if you do this consistently, and the key is to be consistent, so remember if you pop this out, you know, sometimes you might feel like you've taken something new and you've tried it and it's not working quickly. Remember that you need to be consistent in this business. It does take time to see results. If you've got cards or you've got a flyer, they are absolutely fantastic because they are a great way to open conversations. You can hand them out everywhere there are people, and you can leave them wherever you go, so leaving a paper trail. So if you go out for a coffee, leave one on the table. If you're in a restaurant, leave one on the table. Give one to your waitress, give one to the person that helps you at the till, even if you don't have time to talk to them. Hand them out everywhere. You might ask, does this actually work? Well, here are a few people who've done it and are proof that it does work. So you've got Alan Spray, who is a manager in the business, Michelle Beardmore, who is a senior manager, and Dr. Mario Indigo, who is a diamond manager. And all of these is something that all of these people have done. So it does work if you're consistent with that. Could you get the next slide, please, Claire? Okay, perfect. So this is another one that's worth keeping in mind because obviously we speak to lots of people who maybe say the time isn't right for them or the business isn't right for them, it's not what they're looking for. Always, always, always make sure you ask them for referrals. As it says here, if you don't ask, you don't get. So here's what you can say to them. No, I'm glad they're all good for you at the moment, but who else do you know who might be looking to make an extra £2,000 to £4,000 a month right now? Thanks for your help. Now, you might get some people that give you a name, give you a referral, or it could be that even they themselves will rethink what they've said once you mention this. So whether you're speaking to people in person, on phone, social media, always make sure you ask for referrals because you just don't know who they might refer to you. Thanks, Claire.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for interrupting halfway through. I'm getting carried away. Hopefully that's given you a really good understanding how contact marketing works. And it might sound slightly different when we're going through it on the training. But if you think about when you're out and about, just chatting to people, you know, whenever I take the kids somewhere, I always chat to other mums. And now I'm totally in a habit of saying, do you know what? I help lots of other mums build an income around their children. I don't suppose that would be of interest to you, would it? Well, I don't know. What is it? Well, to be honest, it's a bit difficult for me to try and explain it here. Plus, we're with the kids and they're probably going to be chewing our ears off in a minute. Why don't we swap numbers? I'll send you a text, send you some information. You can just have a look. So you can just get into a habit of doing that, because Richard Ingleby, he was actually on our table when we were at the QLS weekend. And I didn't really know who he was. And Lucy sent me a text message saying, "Oh my God, that's Richard Ingleby." And I'm like, who the hell's he? He's a senior manager, but his front line is a lady called Philomena. Philomena is a Sapphire manager. And they built their business. I had a really good chat with him because I do a lot on social media. And he was interested in what I was talking about. And he was saying, well, we're really old. He said, I'm really old school. I did everything the basic way. He said, you know, I used to go to the tube station with Philo and we used to hand out cards. That's what we did. But Philo built her business over here. And then went out to Kenya, and he earns from 12 different countries, and he's taken 4 years off. He's been out of the business for 4 years, and he was just coming back into it. And actually since then, I've bumped into him at Weslinden training, at Dave O'Connor, at RGS Day. So yeah, very interesting. So now I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Mia. I'll let Mia tell you a little bit about her background, and she's going to talk you through the prospecting plan. So those methods that we've just talked about, Mia's going to talk to you about how you put those together and how you can move forward so you know how to build your business. Without further ado, I shall hand over to you, Mia. Are you unmuted? Oh, you are.
Yeah, thanks, Claire. Hiya. So for you that don't know me, which most of you probably do, I started the business back in the summer of last year, and I just simply wanted to retail, and then from January onwards is when I've started to plan to build my business a bit further. I'm a conveyancing executive, so I work full-time, mega long hours at the moment, so I'm fitting forever in literally the nooks and crannies of wherever I can, and yeah, just trying to build the business so I can eventually become part-time and not have to do the slog of everyday work that I'm doing at the moment. So that's a bit about me. Thanks, Claire. So a prospecting plan. So these are the activities that obviously Bronwyn spoke about earlier. So that are all down the left-hand side, in which that you can plan your prospecting for that month and how you're going to do it. So what we would usually suggest is that the main methods is what you become good at, as opposed to trying to do each and every one and not having sort of 3 in particular that you're really, really good at. So if we sort of work the way down, so obviously you've got your warm list. So the activities here is to add new phone numbers to the warm list. So this plan shows that there's 5 planned per week, and then new contacts per week would be 5. It really, really does work on statistics. So if you're just starting out, then you're not necessarily going to know which one works best for you and what your outcomes are from how many you do. So how many Facebook messages you send and how many sort of telephone numbers you get as a result of that. But as you gradually continue to do it, you will start to be able to do your statistics and work out exactly what's benefiting you, how many contacts you're getting from doing that activity, and then it will become easier to put that all in a plan and to see exactly what you need to do that week to get the result you do, to add those names to your list. So for instance, on this one, it says card dropping in town, like Bronwyn was talking about. It's got that they get 1 contact per 100 cards. So they've planned to do 200 cards, which will give them 2 new contacts that week. again with leaflets through the door, 1 per 100, but they haven't said that they're going to do those. They're going to focus on the cards in the week, and that's where it comes into 3 main methods. So pick the 3 that you feel are most comfortable with or works best for you, or what you can work around your day, and pick those and sort of focus on 3 things as opposed to fluttering between them all. And then your plan will look how you can structure it. So for instance, a lot of people do pups and things, so this plan shows 1 in 4 people will be a new contact regarding the business. So they've planned to get 2 new contacts, but plan to do 2 pups with 1 new contact that week. Again, that's why your activity tracker is really, really important, because when you're writing down the people that you're speaking to, and then you can see them getting to YouTube, or not getting to YouTube, or vice versa with the business presentation, you can work out your statistics from there. So obviously, if you're contacting people by Facebook Messenger, how many people are you having to contact before they actually give you your telephone numbers, their telephone number, so you can call them and get them round the cycle. And it's really, really important to keep a track of all the activity you're doing. So if you are doing card dropping or contact marketing, do your tracker to show how many people you are contacting per week and how much results you're getting off that, so you can plan your month or your weeks around that, so you know exactly what ones work for you and what results you're going to get from them. So as I say, it's sort of a work in progress. You just keep doing it consistently so you can work out your own statistics. This plan sort of is showing you a broader picture. So this person in particular hasn't put anything in that they're going to be doing in regards to social media, but they are using their warm list, leaflets and events, and obviously going to toddler meetings and things like that. Some people that work full-time in the day aren't going to obviously be able to go to baby groups or do the contact marketing during the day, but might be able to use their warm list during their travels to and from work, which I've just started doing, which is really, really helpful. I know that Emma Cooper said to not have anything lower than 30 people going around the cycle. So obviously, to do that, you're going to need to do the activity to keep refreshing your warm list and keep adding people to it, because obviously at some stage it will run out for the people that you know, so you need to keep adding the people to it. So it's really important to find 3 main methods that you really are comfortable doing and work for you, and then obviously then work out your statistics on those 3 methods. Keep a tracker on your activity tracker so you can work those statistics out, and then from there you can put a plan for the month of how many people you want to get from that activity. You can plan how many people, how many parts of that activity you're going to do, in like leaflet dropping, and then you can see as a result how many people you're going to get on to be able to put on your list to contact from that. So it really is sort of starting from the bottom and then following your activity so you can work out your statistics on that one. Thanks, Claire.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hopefully that's given you a really good idea of exactly how prospecting plan works. And like Mia said, you find 3 methods and get very good at them. Okay, so just get really good at 3 methods. You don't have to do the whole lot, but just get really good at those 3 methods, and then do them over and over and over and over. And then you'll know how much of what activity you need to do to make sure you've always got your 20, 30, 40, 50 people to call every week. Okay. So now I'm going to talk you through answering questions. So once people have gone around the business cycle, and they've watched the business presentation, and they've seen all the information that they need to see on the business, if they have lots of questions, that's a really good sign. It's a really good sign. So I'm going to talk you through questions, concerns, issues, problems, worries, those kind of things. to give the people on the call a little bit of background about me, in fact, probably most of you know me. My background was a corporate background, and I joined Forever just because I wanted out the rat race. I was not happy in my work. I wanted to spend more time with the children, and it had basically taken the lifeblood out of me, what I was doing, and I just needed a way out. I messed around with Forever for a couple of years, and then when I actually put my foot on the pedal, which was just before Christmas, not last year, the year before, within a few short months, I'd taken my income from bonuses of about £600 a month through to 4,000. So I've worked my backside off last year. I know exactly how to build a business with Forever, the best ways of doing it. I'm always very open to learning. I have to learn new stuff all the time because things change in the world. Social media is changing. The whole world, you look on social media, there's a gazillion adverts everywhere. You have to be really creative with how you build a business with Forever. So I work very closely with people who I admire in the business and try and get close to them to see what they're doing. So I've achieved car plan level 1, 100 club level 2, which basically means for 6 months I've had 100 cc's of non-manager business. I've achieved global rally and I go away next Thursday. I'm so excited. And Eagle Manager, and I've got my networking professional level 3 pen. I'm probably on level 6 now, but at level 3 you get your little yellow suitcase, which I love and my kids love playing into. So I'm going to talk you through some of the questions, or as many questions as I can, that you will get asked following up from the business presentation. Now, the first thing to say when someone has looked at all the information, regardless of what concerns, questions, or anything they have, is simply, what did you like about what you saw? So if you pick up the phone and they say to you, yeah, I've watched it, but you know what, I just don't think I've got the confidence. It looks great, but I don't know if I've got the time. It looks great, but God, I don't know if I could do that. I just don't know if I could do it. Okay, putting that aside for now, what did you like about what you saw? In a very relaxed, calm way, what did you like about what you saw? Putting that aside for now, okay, come back to that in a sec, but what have you liked about what you've seen? And then they will start to tell you all of the good stuff, all the stuff that excites us when we look at this business, the potential, the growth. They'll tell you all the good stuff. And when they're telling you the good stuff, they're also telling themselves what's excited them, which means any issues they've got start to shrink, and they're already going to be starting to think about ways that they can overcome those issues themselves. One of the most common issues is £200. I haven't got the money for the box. I haven't got the startup fee. I haven't got this. I haven't got that. Personally, I don't see it as a startup fee. I basically see it as, we don't require an investment, but we do, apart from your time. But if you decide you want to get started in this business, you're going to have to try some products, because without a love for them, there will be no business for you here anyway. So when someone comes back and says, I just haven't got the startup fee, the first thing I would say is, put that aside for now, what did you like about what you saw? And then I would say, is money the only challenge you've got, or is there something else? Is money the only issue, or is there something else? Is money the only thing that's stopping you getting started, or is there something else? Because sometimes it's easy to use the £200 as an excuse for the fact that you're a bit petrified, or you don't have the confidence, or you don't know if you know enough people, those kind of things. So when they come back to me and say, no, that's my only issue, or they have other issues and I cover all of that, then I say to them, look, is there anything else that's worrying you? Then I always say to them, okay, so by working with me, you'll recoup the money for your business owner box within your first 2 to 4 weeks. And once you're registered, we'll put a plan in place within 72 hours to do just that. Okay, who can help you out? And then I just leave it with them. Who could help you out? Often people will say, I just don't know anybody. Or they'll say, leave it with me, let me see what I can do. Or they might say, well, I can ask my other half. And I'll always reaffirm with them, by working with me, you'll get it back very quickly, because the key thing is for you to start seeing a profit as soon as possible. All you need to do is get someone 4cc active, and they'll start making that money back, because you can earn money the minute you start building the business. And if necessarily, talk them through the business launch, talk them through the weight management group, talk them through pot packs, just talk them through different ways that they can start to build a business. I haven't got the time. Putting that aside for now, what did you like about what you saw? Okay, but I'm still worried about the time. Well, what makes you think you need a lot of time? Ask where the question is coming from. How much time do you think you need? You know, if I told you that you can earn 200 to 500 quid a month by working 3 to 5 hours a week, would that make a difference? In all honesty, if someone comes back to me and says, I just don't know if I've got the time, and they want to build an income of 1 to 2 grand a month, then I would say to them, well, maybe this isn't right for you at the moment, because you do need at least 10 hours a week if you want to build that kind of income. There's no point, you know, I'm very honest with people in terms of, if you want to build a good income that's going to take work, you're just going to have to stay up later at night. You have to find time in the morning. Because otherwise people will join the business and just not do anything. So it's always, you know, find out what the motivation behind the question is. And sometimes people watch the YouTube clip and they'll say to me, oh, I don't know if I've got enough time for that. And I'll say, well, how much time do you think you need? And do you know what they say? I don't know. It's like, well, then how do you know if you need enough time or not, if you've got enough time? And that's when I'll say, look, you know, if I told you that you can earn a few hundred quid a month by finding a few hours a week, would that make a difference? I need to try the products first. Brilliant. I thought the same. The company have put together a new distributor pack called Business Owner Box, so you can evaluate the best-selling product. It's heavily discounted, and you can use them to wash, shower, shave, bath, clean teeth and hair, and you'll be blown away by the benefits. That's exactly what the Business Owner Box is designed for. So I think nothing's saying brilliant, because that's exactly what the Business Owner Box is designed for. Don't know if I can do it. How do you know unless you try? I'll be here to support you every step of the way. You've got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. You know, if I don't know if I can do it. Why? What's concerning you? And then you'll find, don't know enough people. Don't know if I've got the confidence. The confidence one is often when people are nervous and excited about joining this business. That's good, because they're looking at this in a very serious way. They're looking at it as a business, not a hobby, not, yeah, I'll see how I can get on, I'll give it a go. You know, people need to know that you actually need to work at this. But obviously, we will be holding their hand every step of the way. Don't know enough people. Put that aside for now. What did you like about what you saw? Now, with this one, I used the feel found, because, to be honest, when I looked at this business, I had all of these concerns. I was worried about finding customers, having the time, if I could do it, going out my comfort zone, worried that people were going to think I was an Avon salesperson, all of these kind of things. So I'll often say to people, do you know what? I know exactly how you feel, because I felt exactly the same way. But what I found was when I started showing my friends and family what I was doing, they recommended the products to other people, my network grew. My sponsor also worked closely with me, or my mentor, you could say, as I would you, to help expand my network. And we're global, so you can build your business anywhere in the world. I mean, there are 65 million people in the UK. And last week I've had a couple of people that said to me, yeah, but I live in a remote village and they're all full of old people. No one's going to want the products up here. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter where you live, we're global. There are billions of people in this world. You just got to find them. Isn't there a problem with market saturation? Forever products are what we call fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, which means customers will order from you month in and month out. You'll never saturate that type of marketplace. You know, like milk's a fast-moving consumer good. Aloe gel is a fast-moving consumer good. You know, you'll never saturate that type of marketplace. And also, people being born all the time. And in our industry, another few figures for you. So in the health and nutrition industry, I think Forever have about 3% of the marketplace or something like that. The marketplace is, you know, that's 97% we don't have yet. Aren't there too many people in my area that are doing it? Now, I've had this a few times as well. And actually, I think the more the merrier. I say, you know, I've actually got people in my area who work with Forever. And I've also got close friends, and I know sisters who are both in the business. And as we're global, it doesn't matter where you live or how many people in your area work with Forever, because it's all about the people that you know. And evidence has shown that if you and your next door neighbour, for example, wrote down all the people you knew, there'd only be a 5 to 10% crossover. And you can use those figures with your closest friends, family, other halves, loved ones. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Why aren't they sold in shops? Well, when products are sold in shops, you've got to remember, shops have got to be staffed, heated, rented, advertised, and that's all very expensive. So you've got to build in the price of the products and all. You've got to build into the price of the product all of the overheads. If we sold our products in shops, we'd either have to charge a lot or make the products with inferior ingredients to make them cheaper. We don't want to do it, so we use an army of people around the world to promote the products, and that's called network marketing. You see a top quality product at a reasonable price. I've never sold anything before, and this is exactly what I say to people, because I hate selling. I hate it. Thank goodness for that. I'm not looking for a salesperson. I'm just looking for someone who can recommend products and look after a handful of customers, and I'll be holding your hand every step of the way. And you'll be so fantastic at the development and training aspect of the business, because that's all we look for. You don't have to go out and sell anything. You simply recommend it. When you're going to someone and you're sort of saying, that arthritis you're moaning about? Well, I've just started this new business, and our aloe gel is apparently supposed to be really good for your knees, for arthritis, because it's anti-inflammatory. I've only just started using it myself, but I've got loads of testimonials which show that it's been really good. I don't know if you want to try it, but there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Let me know. That's not selling. That's recommending a product to somebody, and that person would be really grateful. I need to think about it. Which bit do you need to think about? What's still concerning you? What questions haven't I answered? If they need to think about it, there's something that's still worrying them. No one's going to join the business if they're worried about something. I need to speak to my partner. Great idea. The best way to share the information is to show them the webinar, or I'm happy to meet them, speak to them over the phone. I always encourage them to watch the business presentation, because it's very difficult for someone to go and tell a loved one or a partner or a mum or a parent or something the information that they've seen. So it's easier for them to look at it too, because we don't talk them through, do we? We get them to show them we show them the information. So the best way for them to show someone else is to show them the information. And the same goes if someone says to me, I want to do a bit more research. Great, fill your boots. Google as much as you like. If you get stuck, come back to me. I'm never nervous about people Googling and doing as much research. I think that's a good thing. I've heard of this. Does anyone make any money at it? That's interesting. What have you heard? Find out the motivation behind the question first. Has anyone ever told you how the business works? Who do you know that's in the business? Well, let me show you. We're in the health and wellness industry, which accounts for 19 million a day. Last year, our sales were just over 131 million, which equates to 8 days' worth of sales. We haven't even scratched the surface yet, so no better time to get involved than at the beginning. And you can give live examples of people that make money at it. My example, 4K a month. Lucy, 7.5. Michelle and James Stonhill, 10. Diana Page, no idea, but an awful lot. Jane Leach and John Curtis, no idea, but an awful lot. I haven't got the £200. Well, we talked about this before, didn't we, actually? By working with me, you'll recoup that in your first month, first 2 to 4 weeks, who can help you out. And actually, the one at the bottom, I know someone who borrowed £10 off 20 people to get started. Do you know anyone willing to invest in you? Actually, Chris Goldsborough, one of her new team members, this was a couple of years ago now, this was last year's QLS weekend. That's exactly what happened with her. I want to see how you do. Now, this is really important, because when you are talking to people about the business, it's really important to be confident in what you're saying about your journey. If you're using words such as hope, see how it goes, going to give it a go, that's what people will pick up on, and they will want to see how you do. If you're using words, if someone says to you, well, how are you getting on? Well, I've only just started. I've got my first launch next week, and I've got a plan in place to replace my full-time income by the summer, and I'm really excited. So how much money are you earning at the moment? Well, I've only just started. My first launch is next week. I'm starting to speak to people about the products. I'm starting to talk to people about the business, and I've got a plan in place to replace my income by the summer, and I'm really excited about it. No one's going to expect you to be earning a caboodle overnight, but when you're resolute with where you're going with the business, that's really important. So you can say to someone, look, I know by the summer that I'll be manager in the company, which means I'm going to be earning £1 to £2 grand a month. If you decide this business is for you, let's start straight away and you can be earning the same as well. Or you can watch my success, but you'll delay growing your own business. And that's the way it works. Louise Mackenzie at the QLS weekend built her whole business on her belief. She would show people when her bonus checks were 10 quid, 15 quid, 90 quid, because she's like, yeah, this is where I am now, but this is where I'm going. Is it commission only? It's not a salary job. There are 5 ways in which we get paid. We don't offer a basic salary, as this is a business, not a job. If you're prepared to put in 10 to 15 hours a week, you'll be earning 1 to 2k a month within 4 months. I'd like to have a chat with my friends first. Now, this is the one thing that I'm quite honest with people. Well, the one thing I'm honest with people, full stop. But if someone's going to chat to their friends, I'll say to them, what do you need to chat to your friends about? You know, I want to find out if they buy the products. We turned over 2.9 billion last year. 131 million was in the UK, which was 72% growth on last year. The fact is that people buy our products and there's high demand for them. If you don't recommend them to your friends, someone else will. And the other thing is, if someone goes and talks to their friends without being involved in the business, I always say to people, you're going to talk to them from a position of uncertainty. Your friends are going to pick up on that, and they will be uncertain as well, because it's just the natural way that they would react to you, if that makes sense. I'd like to have a chat with my friends first. Here we go. So until you're involved in the business, you'll only be asking your friends from a position of uncertainty, which they'll pick up on, they'll naturally pick up on, and are therefore unlikely to be as positive as you would hope. Whereas if you speak to them with passion and excitement, they'll be extremely positive. It's just the nature of the beast. So when you're following up, it's really important that you're asking all the time, did you get the chance to watch it? It's exciting. What else? What did you like about it? So you're always asking what they liked about it. So this is from the YouTube clip. And then when you're, going through all their the things that they liked, putting that aside for now. What did you like about what you saw? What else? What grabbed you? Can you see how it can give you? Talk them through all their concerns, and just be used to, don't be nervous about them saying something that you think, I'm not quite sure how to answer that. You can always say to them, do you know what, would it help to speak to my mentor, because she's been in the business a little bit longer, if that works better for you. And when you're following up from the YouTube link, this is the once you've spoken to people about their questions, don't be afraid to then say, once you've answered all their questions, simply say to them, well, it sounds like we just need to get you registered, order your box and get your planning meeting in the diary. Don't be, because they don't know what the next step is, so just say that to them. And all they're going to say is, yeah, okay, great. So I just make sure they know exactly what I need to do to register them. Okay, I can do that online now. It takes about 10 minutes. The information that I need will be your address, email, date of birth. I'll need your bank account number and sort code for the account you would like Forever to pay your bonuses into. And then just the card details to order your pack. Have you got all of that with you? So they know exactly where they're going with it. If they say, do you know what, it's just not the right time, and it may be that it isn't the right time, well, that's okay. I'd love to keep in touch, because I honestly think I'd be really good at this and earn a lot of money. In the meantime, who else do you know? Okay, always ask for a referral. The Wes Linden close is, that's okay, because time is the most important thing. Would it be okay to keep in touch from time to time to find out how you're getting on and let you know how we're doing? And when you say, would it be okay, it's so rare someone will say no. So that's a great way of leaving the door open. And if it's just a real no, definitely not for me, which is can happen at BP stage, I wish you all the best. I hope you find what you're looking for. In the meantime, who else do you know? Always ask for referrals. Okay, so I hope that's helped in answering questions. And now I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Claire, who is going to talk us through your activity tracker and kind of putting all this into context as to how this all works. And I'm just trying to find Claire, but I can't see her on. Claire, are you there? Oh, yes.
Yeah, hi.
Lovely. I couldn't see you then. Claire, I'll let you tell the guys a little bit about you. And Claire's just yes, sorry. I'll let you tell the team about yourself, and then I shall for you. All right.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I hope they're having a good weekend. just a little about myself is that I have 3 children. I'm a stay-at-home mum, so I wanted something else that I could do a living from and make some money so I could always be around my children. I have to pay out for childcare. Yeah, so about the activity tracker. Next slide, please, Claire. Okay, so why keep an activity tracker? It's essential that you keep a tracker of everyone that you have prospected, how far you got with them, e.g. if they say not now to you, YouTube, BP, etc. This way you can work out how many people you've contacted that you've got to YouTube or to BP or even joined your team. And the ones that said no, you can still prospect them again in about 6 months. So no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. Once you prospect to someone, write down where they got to, the date, how you spoke to them, e.g. if it was for a one-to-one, a phone, or a message. Facebook, you should be contacting at least 20 people minimum if you're doing the business part-time, and at least 40 minimum if you are working your business full-time. Show your FBOs what you have done with your activity tracker. Teach them. Okay, so from what you can see, this is an example of somebody's activity tracker. They'll have their name, if they were warm or cold. Warm would mean somebody that you know fairly quite well, or cold would be someone who you've been referred on to or don't really know that well. Their number, the date, and how you spoke to them if they got to through a website, if they got to one-to-one, also the date that they saw the website, and then again if they get to BP, or even the date when they register. Next slide, please. Okay, so keep an activity tracker keeps you organised of who you have and who you haven't yet contacted. It helps you to work out your own stats, so what you need to focus on more, e.g. if you need to get more people to YouTube or to BP or even joining, it'll help you. And just keeping track to help your mentor help you, basically. So if you show them your activity tracker, they'll be able to say, right, you've got this many to YouTube, we need to focus on the BP, or okay, you're great at YouTube and BP, we just need to get people to join now. So it'll show you them what help you may need, and it will help you also with your team, as what you do, your team will also follow and copy you. So if they can see that you're doing it and you're doing it really well, they'll also want to achieve that. Thank you. Okay, so it will keep you organised. You can look at your own stats of where you're doing good or where you're going wrong. It will help your mentor and to monitor your progress. It will offer your upline, be able to offer you support and identify the areas. It will help your team, like I just said, so they'll do what you want to do. And also Jane Leach helped to write the first steps to manager. She swears by the system because it actually works. If all successful people use the tools right, why wouldn't you want to do the same? Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you. And all these, I'm just going to flick back up here. These tools that we use are there for a reason. They're there because they help and they work. So do use them. It's a great way for you to see what you're doing. Make sure that if you're doing this part-time, 20 people a week should be going on there. And that's really, really important. And without further ado then, I'm going to move you on to Rochella. And Rochella's going to talk us through our aloe vera and why it's so super special. And I will let Rochella just give a little bit of a background about her. Rochella, are you there, my lovely? Rochella?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Thanks. I joined in January. I have 6-year-old twin boys, and I work part-time as a field administrator in a car dealership. This year I just wanted to maintain
anybody get pay rises or incentive and kind of sick pay for childcare. So Forever's given me the opportunity to make a huge change in my life. And so far, I'm loving it. Okay, so I'll talk to you a bit about Forever Aloe Vera company. Just a few basic statistics about them. They're the world leader in aloe vera based products. Forever is the world's largest grower, manufacturer, and distributor of aloe vera and bee products.
Rochelle, at one,
Yes.
you sound a bit like you're in a tunnel. The sound.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, that's a bit better. There's like a bit of feedback, as if it's got a funny echoey noise. You haven't got your.
Okay, is that actually better?
That's better.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's.
I'm a bit too far away.
Are they?
I'm too conscious of my voice. I always think I talk very loud.
No, that's fine. Perfect. That's much better.
So they're the world's largest grower, manufacturer, and distributor of aloe vera and bee products. They've worldwide sales of over 2.8 billion in over 155 countries, and they're cash rich and debt free. So really, Forever can't be topped. They are the #1 aloe company. Next slide, please. Why aloe? And this is just a basic history. In 1862, George Ebers first discovered its antiquity in an ancient Egyptian papyrus dated 1552 BC. It was used by both the ancient Chinese and Indian cultures. Greek and Roman physicians used it to great effect, and legend suggests that Aristotle, I can't even say this, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Aristotle persuaded Alexander the Great to capture the island of Socotra for the aloe grown there to heal the wounded soldiers in 330 BC. That's how far back it dates. It was also used by Egyptian queens Nefertiti and Cleopatra. Okay. So the benefits of aloe: it's antiseptic, it's antipyretic, which means that it's got an agent that aids in the prevention and relief of anti-itching. It assists the immune system. It provides healthy circulation. It's nutritional, antibacterial, and antipyretic, which is effective against fevers. It's a natural cleanser. It penetrates tissue and it moisturizes the tissue. So that's just a few of its many benefits. So why Forever Aloe? Well, we grow our own, naturally grown. There's no herbicides or pesticides used, which is really important. They actually use free-range goats and sheep to naturally control the weeds and provide a natural fertilization. So this actually allows them to grow a superb crop without compromising the health of the aloe or the environment. They only use mature plants, again, to ensure the quality of the aloe. They're hand-picked and filleted, so there's no machines used. They're processed within hours, again, to ensure the quality. They've got a patented stabilization process. The benefit for workers: they actually only employ local farmers in their region, and they provide excellent working conditions. So they're providing the locals with steady jobs and pay, and they're actually the envy of other communities because of this. And also eco-friendly, again, to ensure the quality of the aloe. The leaves are processed and packed for shipping within hours to ensure the purest and freshest aloe. So Forever products, the drinks. So approximately half of Forever sales are actually due to the aloe drinks. 4 healthy stabilized aloe vera drinks: aloe vera gel, aloe berry nectar, Forever Aloe Bits and Peaches, and Forever Freedom. And of course, these all come with the 60-day money-back guarantee. So the drinks, again, essentially identical to the inner leaf gel. So it's as pure as you can get. They're packed with nutrients, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and amino acids. Promotes healthy digestion, skin renewal, energy levels, balances immune system. It's aloe juice equals a minimum of 15% aloe. We've seen now Poundland have apparently brought out a new range of aloe juice drinks, but God knows what the actual ingredients of the aloe is. A lot of the drinks that you look at might have like a minimum of 15% aloe, whereas our gel has a minimum of 85% of the inner leaf gel, and our plain gel has 98% of inner leaf. You're just not going to get that in any other products. They're cold pressed. 8 to 12 fully mature leaves go into 1 jar of gel. They really are the Rolls Royce of aloe drinks for quality. So the importance of building 20 regular drinking gel customers. This really will form the basis of your monthly CCs if you can build up 20 regular drinking gel customers. Consumable month in, month out. You can recommend other products to these people. Once they start drinking the gel, you can introduce other wee products that we have to them. They may also join your business on the success of it and the benefits that they're seeing and feeling. It's consistent CCs. 20 gel customers a month equals 4 CCs. You'll also get referrals on the back of this, and you're also helping people, which is what this business is all about as well. Retailing options. So you have retailing options. You're talking to people constantly when you're selling your products. You also could get launches on the back of this. Your pop packs as well as they're going out so that people are getting to try the other products. You can also follow on from the C9. People who've tried the C9, you can just obviously say to them that most people continue on drinking the gel to keep their energy levels up, and also tabletops as well. So how to recommend. Become an aloeholic. So you've got to drink the gel yourself. You can't recommend something that you haven't tried yourself because it's going to come across that way. So make sure you're drinking your gel every day so you can talk about it to people and recommend it. Collect testimonials and become an enthusiastic storyteller. It's from friends and family, just whoever is drinking your gel, just get their story, benefiting them, and this will form part of your stories. Be rock solid on quality and benefits. Use the 60-day guarantee. So they've got nothing to lose. I mean, this is a big seller because you can say that to people. So, you know, you get your money back if you're not feeling the benefits. Match the customer's needs and create a record card. So once you've got your gel customers, make a list out. I actually put dates in when they get their next 2 jars of gel, so I know then when they're due it again. And just you could put like what ailments they have and which type of gel they're drinking. So you've got to match the person. If they're like a sports person, they obviously should be drinking the Forever Freedom, etc. Don't put an age limit on the product. Kids right up to 90-year-olds can drink the gel. It's suitable for all. And don't prejudge, can they afford it? People will be willing to pay anything if it's going to help benefit them in some way. You don't have to be ill to drink it. This is really important, so be aware of what you say. It's a health drink and a fantastic all-round health tonic. You don't need to be ill or have an ailment to actually drink the gel. You're just drinking it for the feel-good factor and to keep your immune system in check. And be compliant. You can check Forever Knowledge for words to use, words to avoid, and also the compliance video. If people say they don't like the taste, which a lot of people do say at the start, you can have a bit of a giggle about the taste. It's not great at the start, but it's an interesting taste, and yes, a bit weird. But you can tell people that they can mix it to begin with. You can mix it with a little bit of water or fruit juice, pineapple juice, apple juice to make it more palatable. Always serve it chilled. It is a lot better coming out of the fridge, and also preserves it. You do get used to the taste of it and match their needs, and the taste won't matter. So if they're drinking the right gel for them, if they've got an ailment, they won't care really what it tastes like. Feeling the benefits. So it starts at the beginning. Set the expectations. People aren't going to feel the benefits after 2 days of drinking the gel. It does really take an average of 6 to 8 weeks to feel the difference. Drinking anything between 60 and 120 mils a day. 120 mils maybe if you've got an ailment to start off with, until you start to feel the symptoms subside. Where to build your belief in stories. At the business presentation, go and speak to the person who did the product slot. Ask them which is their favourite gel, what benefits they have had, what kind of customers do they have, and ask for their testimonials, because you can also carry these back to your customers. Ask someone different each week, again, to get a different story, a different perspective. At your team sizzles or your team get-togethers, and cross-line, up-line, down-line, be a story gatherer, so you've got lots of different stories to tell people. Next slide, please, Claire.
Can you see my screen, Rochella?
I can, yeah. I'm still on that same page.
I'm not quite sure what I've done.
Still on the word to build your belief in stories.
Okay. All right. Bear with me a second. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Hang on a sec. I clicked on something accidentally. Can you see my screen again now?
Yep.
What does it say?
So, increase your knowledge.
It says increase your knowledge.
Yeah, well, it did go on to that slide, but now it's actually went back to the last slide.
Okay, what does it say now?
This is where to build your belief in stories again.
Right, okay, bear with me. Is it moving at all?
It's actually going backwards, and now it's back to the network professional training. Do you know the page we actually log in?
Right, okay. I think there's a delay in what you're seeing and what I'm showing.
Okay.
Just give it a couple of minutes. What's it saying on your screen now?
We're now on how to recommend.
Oh goodness. Right, I think you're catching back up. But something's happened with the slides where a big chunk was just taken out because I knocked something and I've no idea what I just hit. So just bear with us a second, guys. Does it say you don't have to be ill to drink it yet?
No, it's saying here questions are the answers. It's just going, yeah, feeling the benefits now.
Yeah, it's playing catch
Yeah.
up. Okay, just bear with me a second because it's playing catch up, I think. Well, that's interesting that the slides are going all over the place and I'm not doing anything. Sorry, technical glitch here. What slide's it saying? Let me know when it changes. At the moment in front of me, I've got you don't have to be ill to drink it.
I can see that one, yeah.
Right, okay. And it's not on the slideshow at the moment, is it? Can you see the slides at the side as well?
And yeah.
Okay, right. You've caught back up now. So if you want to carry on from here, we've missed a chunk, but I'm not going to go playing about because I'm worried it's going to go all over the place.
Okay. Yeah, so we're still at the don't have to be ill to drink it then. So
Okay. Do you want to carry on, Rochella?
yeah, well I've read that slide.
Oh, have you?
Then. Yeah.
Oh,
I've read this one.
okay.
Yeah, well, we'll just continue with this one. So
Okay.
that's way back.
Sorry. Right, bear with me a second. Let's just go on to. We've done this one. Oh, I see. Yeah, we've gone backwards, haven't we? Right, go on from here, Rochella.
Oh, so the effect on your income retail profits, based on customers buying 2 bottles per month, 14 plain gel customers buying 2 bottles a month equals 2.5 cc's. 6 Freedom customers buying 2 bottles a month equals 1.5 cc's. Retail price, that's £923. Wholesale, £646. So you're actually making £277 retail, not every month. It just shows you how important the gel customers are. And again, this is just laying out bonuses of the 20 gel drinking customers. The retail profit bonus. If you're an assistant supervisor, your bonus 5%, it's equal £37, total profit of 314. Supervisor, on 8%, bonus of £59, total profit of £336. Assistant manager, 13% bonus, £96, and total profit of £373. And manager, 18%, bonus of £133, and total profit of £410.
Okay, thank you, Rochella. I'm sorry about that, chaps. And that just goes a bit of time as well. So this will be uploaded and there will be some slides that you can flick through as well. But the key with our aloe vera is that it is world renowned, and that's why we are so good at what we do. So I'm now going to hand you over to Jodie, who's just going to do a little product slot today. This is Jodie's first time on a call, bless her, so she's probably a little bit nervous. And she's just going to talk you through one of her favourite products. Jodie is an assistant supervisor. She's just qualified for the 4cc level 1 pin, which is amazing. It's in her first 3 months. And actually, I'm looking, and Jodie, I don't think you're online, are you? No.
I am.
You are, there you are. Oh, hang on, I've just muted you accidentally. Oh. Right, there you are. Okay.
Hello.
Right, can you hear me?
Hiya.
Brilliant. Right, I'll hand over to
Yep,
you
okay.
to talk us through the jelly.
Yeah, I actually started up the business because years ago I used a jelly that was recommended from an old friend of mine. And yeah, that's what basically brought me back to the business, and I absolutely love the jelly. I have a bottle of this in my bag everywhere I go, and it has helped me out of so many situations. My little girl suffers from really bad nappy rash. She's potty trained of a day, but it's just of a night. And it has saved me many doctor's appointments. I myself suffer from really bad acne on my face. And since using this regularly on my face, it has actually cleared it up a lot. It is literally my first aid box, but it's without the box. I carry it everywhere with me. I love this stuff.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jodie. And congratulations again on your 4cc pin. Huge congrats.
Thank you very much.
So sorry about the blip. I don't know what happened there. My hand moved something on my laptop and then it all went a bit awry. So I do apologise. So bringing us towards the end. So don't forget there is a 4cc monthly incentive. So every single month, the minute you hit 4cc, you will receive the book of the month, which this month is Questions and the Answers by Alan P. So that will help you with everything that we just learnt about answering questions. If you do it by the 15th of the month, you'll also get an additional gift, which is our peppermint oil this month. And 3 of you got that this in March, which is great. So all these things are additional extras that are worth going for. 10 cc's, you get a clean 9 or a toning kit. Rochella, you can probably hear me. You've got to let me know what you would like, my lovely. And also, if you do 10 cc by the middle of the month, you get another gift as well. Okay. So be in it to win it. Look at all these incentives and things that you can build. Book recommendations: The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. You can get it in CD form, GoPro. They are brilliant books. And also, as a final, another incentive that we have for April, I'm calling it April Activity Incentive. So we have got a training day. The Rolling Snowballs have got a training day on the 8th of May. This is the last one that we were at in January, which was just brilliant. Anyone who achieves 6cc in personal case credits in April will qualify for a team dinner after the Rolling Snowballs training. So it will finish about 5, I think. We'll go for dinner locally at about 5:30, 6, and then you'll be off ready to go home for probably about 8, I would have thought. So anyone can qualify who does 6ccs of personal case credits in April will get treated to dinner. So go for that. Tuesday night, we've got our supervisor boot camp at 8:30. So share, with the group why you joined Forever, what your number one goal is, and the key things that you've learned and where you've learned them. There's lots of new people on the call, so what I'd like to do is get you all together, and it's just going to be an open forum, and we're just going to talk through various things together, and it's a way to build your confidence. And we're also going to talk about key things that you've learned through the trainings. We can ask questions about things you're struggling with. So come on the call on Tuesday night. It's only once a month, and that's for everybody who wants to get to supervisor quickly. Training coming up. 4cc clinics on a Wednesday night. Tag your teams, private message them. Don't just tag them. Make sure you get in touch with people. All these trainings will help you build your business. Obviously, we've got the networking professionals every Sunday. Week 4 is next week. The Fast Start training is every second Wednesday. Lucy and I are doing this Wednesday night. So if you're new to the business, that's a great training for new people. And actually, it's a great way, if you're prospecting people who are thinking about joining, I always use the Fast Start training as an incentive to join as soon as possible. Because I can say, look, we've got a great training happening Wednesday night. If you're able to get started before then, you can log on, and that's specifically for new business owners. If you haven't got your ticket for the 8th of May yet, get it. It's on the pinned post on the Rolling Snowballs group, and it's on Diamonds and Sapphires, and also your Success Day tickets. Okay? So next steps, decide on your 3 methods of prospecting. Order your business cards, order your flyers and your other cards. Add 2 names to your who you know list daily. Practice answering questions. Keep your tracker and build your Aloe customers, and have fun. This business is all about having fun. Huge, great big thank you to all the people that came on the call. Sorry again about the blip. Massive congratulations to everyone who's done 4cc, 10cc, got promoted, Rochella, got their pins, and here's to a stonking April. We've already had a massively amazing start. I've had people messaging me left, right and centre saying, I'm on this many cc so far, and I've done this, which is just so exciting. So I would love to have lots of 6cc achievers to dinner after the Rolling Snowballs. And I will bid you a good night. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.